Welcome to Just the Two of Us Homestead. We are Colleen and Frank, and we live in the perfect size homestead just for us in southwestern Quebec. Gardening, growing food, and preserving is one of our passions. And our barn animals, we love them so much, they're just like pets. And we're so fortunate to be able to live our lives as we do. Each and every day is a blessing. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to share this recipe with you. I know I've done a quick jam with you before, and it's the same recipe, but I'm halving it to make it even a smaller batch. And I never did it with blueberries until last week when I went and got my blueberries at a farmer. Because Frank prefers strawberry jam, so I made a small batch of this jam just for me because it only keeps in the fridge for up to 6 months. So I thought, I'll just make like a little batch for me. Well, it was so good. I'm making another little batch. So I'm halving a small batch again, and it's so easy. We're going to do it here for 2 seconds, put it on the stove for 20 minutes, and then you have jam. So I'm taking about an ounce of blueberries, which is about 2 cups. I've washed them really well, put them in a pot. I'm only light squishing them because they are going to cook. So it depends how you like your jam. I'm just giving it a very fine little mush, and that's all I'm doing. I should have brought a knife. So there's no pectin, no nothing. I'm taking 1 cup of sugar. I'm using organic, but you can use any sugar. And I don't use organic sugar all the time. I pick and choose what I use it on because it's very expensive. I can't afford to use it on everything. So when I'm using an organic product like this, I use organic sugar. It depends what I'm using it in. So we're just going to coat the blueberries in the sugar. Make sure they're good and coated. Just smush them around. And what it's going to do is release all the natural sugars from the blueberries. And then we're just going to let it sit here for about an hour. And then I'm just going to cover it, let it sit here for an hour. We're going to bring it to the stove for about 20 minutes. And then we have the most delicious fresh jam. I can't describe it to you. It's literally just like eating condensed, smooth blueberries fresh. So we're going to put this away. And while I got it all over me already, I better put an apron on. While this is sitting here, I have plenty to keep me busy. And when it's time to put it on the stove, we'll come right back and I'll just show you how easy it is. Okay, an hour's up. We're at the stove. And it's just very syrupy, delicious blueberry. So I have the stove set between medium and high, and we're going to bring this up to boiling. It won't take long because there's not that much in there. And once it gets to a boil, we're going to just keep stirring. You don't want this to sit. You're not going to walk away from it. You're just going to keep stirring. And in the meantime, I have my jars soaking in hot water because even though they're not going in the canner, you don't want to put a very hot product into a cold or room temperature jar because this is going to be very hot. It's almost going to be like candy. While this is coming up to a boiling point, yesterday we were out in the garden for quite a while. We did a really big harvest and it was so hot and humid. We're going through this week is just another week of a hot, humid spell. And we were out there for quite some time. And I know my eyes are extra puffy and small today. I already have hooded eyes and very small eyes. And today I feel like there's elephants sitting on my eyelids. I didn't sleep well at all. I don't know if I got like a little bit of heat stroke or something. And I can feel the weight of them on my eyes. So I'm sorry if they look extra small and puffy today. But I filmed it because we had a really fun day and harvesting a lot of things. But you're going to see this video first because I never know. I know not everybody likes to see gardening videos. Not everyone wants to see kitchen preserving videos. So I try and alter like a garden video and then like a kitchen video. So I never film a lot in advance. They're all within a few days, but I alternate like a garden, a kitchen, a garden, a kitchen, or the odd time something else in between. So yesterday we harvested and played in the garden, and then today I'm doing this, but I'll just show them one day out of sequence. Okay, we're almost getting to the boiling point. Okay, we're starting to get some bubbles now. So I'm just going to keep it like on a gentle boil. I don't want it a rolling boil, but I definitely want it bubbling. I'm going to stop so you can see how it's boiling there. So I'm just going to keep stirring, and you'll feel it get thicker as it's boiling. And then the bubbles are going to change sounds. It's going to, right now, it sounds like a watery bubble, like water boiling. And then it's going to change to a sound like how gravy sounds or pudding when you're making it. It'll be a different sound. I can feel the difference just in stirring the thickness. But you don't want to walk away from the stove. You want to keep stirring. It's been about 5 minutes, and I can definitely feel it getting thicker. I can hear a little bit of change in the bubbles. Just keep stirring and stirring. It's barely been 10 minutes, and we're almost there. Because it's such a tiny batch, it's cooking very quickly. There's a difference in the sound now of the bubbles. It sounds just like if you had gravy boiling or pudding. Can you see the difference? The color's gotten deeper and how much thicker it is than when we started. I'm going to put the mic up close to the pot, and maybe you can hear the sound of the bubbles, but I don't want to not stir it for a length of time. It's at the setting point. So I'm going to call this good, and we're going to put it in jars now. That didn't even take 15 minutes. I think we're at like 11 or 12 minutes. There we go. I have clean lids and rings. I'm reusing lids because we don't have to, we're not canning it, so they don't have to be new ones. So they don't have to be new ones, but I washed and cleaned. And if you do this quick enough and your jars and jam is hot enough, you can get a seal on them. And you don't have to worry about headspace or anything. Last time I got a little bit more, so I guess it varies. Last time I almost got the 2 half pints full. But that's okay, because like I said, Frank doesn't usually eat blueberry jam. It's more me. And it's not canned, so it's going to live in the fridge for 6 months if I let it last that long, because I already have 2 of these in the fridge. You can put it on ice cream. You can eat it like just regular on toast or peanut butter and jam, however you enjoy your jam. That would have been just a bit too much, I think, for a half one of these. I forget what they're called. And that is a very small batch of jam, but worth every second of it. I should have done a close-up when I was putting it in the jars, but I wanted to show you the consistency, how thick it is. It's still a bit warm, so it's going to get a bit thicker, but no pectin. And look at how thick that is. It's going to get even thicker in the fridge, but I'd say that's a pretty decent thickness. And I left mine a bit chunkier, so if you want yours smoother, you smush your blueberries a bit more. Oh darn, now I have to lick the spoon. So, no canning, no pectin, in the fridge for up to 6 months. And it's perfect for small families or single servings or however it works in your family. If you're the only one that likes blueberry jam, it's the perfect size. So thank you so much for hanging out in the kitchen with me today, where it's much cooler in here than it is out there. And until we're together again, take care.